Okay, welcome to this week's Motivational Monday. It's Chris Pre again. I want to share with you guys something that I do often with students, and people say, well, yeah, you showed me that, Chris. And I'll say, okay, well, are you doing it every single time? Are you acting on these 3 or 4 steps I'm about to give you, which I call the guaranteed success formula? Are you acting on them daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, which means you'll win your year if you win each day, each week, and each quarter, right? So simple. By the way, there's a Power of One daily discipline chart I designed over 10 years ago. It might be 2 decades ago. It's in our Quantum Leap System home study program, one of many things that allow you access to get better at accountability with yourself, whether you share that with your coach or not. So that's just a side note. What I want to give you today is this guaranteed formula. Now, surprise, surprise, it has nothing to do with real estate in a sense. So I don't care if you're not in real estate yet, you follow our Motivational Mondays for other reasons, or you're in real estate and it doesn't matter what niche you're in, this formula works, and it works every single time. I'm going to actually whiteboard it for you. All right, guys, so let's just go ahead and whiteboard this so you guys can maybe take a screenshot of it or whatever you need to do to go ahead and get after this. So remember what I called this? Guaranteed formula. I hate to say the word guaranteed on any public videos, but the reason I'm doing it here is it has nothing to do with dollars or telling you, yeah, you're gonna absolutely get this done and you're gonna make this much money. This has nothing to do with that. This is a formula that I invite you guys to get after. Okay, so I'm not gonna write it all out. I'm gonna give you the fine points, but it's simply 5 steps. Okay, and again, I invite you guys to let me invite you guys to a few things. After you watch this, if you're so inclined to say, okay, I want to dig deeper into this, Chris, I'd like your help. Great. Schedule a free call with me. Go to smartrealestatecoach.com/Chris Pre-Call. Yes, that hits my schedule directly. Yes, I'll see it. If it has to be moved, I'll either text you, call you, or just move it and ask you to confirm it. That's how much I want to get into your ecosphere, into your mindset, and help you with this stuff. Because I know, and it drives me crazy, I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, when you put things like this in place, you can have a great experience. And if you're sitting here watching this, I don't care what time of year it is, and you didn't end 2024 saying, wow, what a huge win. Wow, I'm excited for next year. If you didn't end that way, how about we change that? And how about we start with this? It's not the be all end all, but how about we start with this? Step number 1. This is a big one, guys. Be honest right now, sort of take an inventory, get super clear with what? Where are you right now? This is a great one. Where are you right now? Why do I say this is important? Where are you? I'm just going to write. You guys can elaborate on that. Because we don't know where we are. It's awfully hard. I don't care if you're working with me or someone else. Awfully hard, if not impossible, for us to map out a plan. You're going to see why as I get to get through the 5 steps. So just take an inventory. My finances are great. My finances suck. I don't have discipline every day. I do have discipline every day. I'm not using the Power of One daily discipline chart that Chris talks about all the time. It's in the home study program. Whatever it might be. Where are you? Take inventory. Number 2, very important. Decide, like this week or this weekend, decide where it is you want to go. Okay? And this is going to be important. Again, these kind of stack upon each other. Okay? So don't get caught up in the tyranny of how. Oh my gosh, I can't say that because then what do I do for lead gen? And what do I do for that? And I have a job and do I have enough time in my marketplace and blah, 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 blah. Don't do that. Just decide if you could wave a magic wand today with no blocks, try to pretend for a second, where would you ideally like to go? At the end of this year, at the end of 3 years, at the end of 5 years, whatever's palatable for you. Decide that. So, okay, so you have an inventory of where you are. You decide where you want to go. Step number 3. What the heck is step number 3 then? Identify blocks. So if we know where you are and we know where you want to go, now is the time to not figure out how, but now is the time to write down, boom, 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 what are the blocks or perceived blocks? Because quite frankly, if you had me on the phone and we'll do this together and you say, okay, well, here are my blocks, Chris, and you list them out and you're prepared for that, I'm going to tell you that most of them are going to be perceived and not so insurmountable. I'll say it that way. I'm not going to say real. They're real for you, but they're not so insurmountable that you might think. Okay, so identify those blocks. What's stopping you? You're here today. You just did a magic wand, said, I want to be there. What is stopping you? This is so important. Step number 4 then is what? Massive action plan. I'm going to abbreviate here. Massive action plan. Let me give you an example of this. I'm going to go back probably, 6 years. We've had the home study course out now, QLS Home Study. If you haven't seen it, you're missing out. It's the most robust program on the market, in my opinion, but I'm biased. We've had that out since 2016. We've done a massive overhaul 4 times in a row. Guys, I don't know anyone in our space, frankly, that updates any of their courses. They don't care. They don't give a rat's ass. They market you heavy and you buy it and you go out and most times you're not psyched about it. I get these calls. I understand. What we do is we say, how can we make it better? How can we make it better? What we did around, 6 or so years ago, whatever it was like the second iteration. I said, all right, guys, let's practice what we preach. Let's use massive action plan protocol. What is that? Massive action plan would be, if I use that as an example, okay, guys, we're sitting with the team around the conference table. If you just brainstorm this in your own, in your journal, massive action plan is list out right now 25 things per block you listed in 3 of how you could overcome, fix, or excel in there. So for us, it was, how can we improve the QLS Home Study course? Don't think about, oh, no, we can't do that this year. Oh, no, we can't do that because it costs too much. Oh, no, we can't do that because we don't have the manpower. Don't do that. Just simply, without blocks, without perceptions getting away, without the drunk monkey in your shoulder getting in the way, that mindset piece, just list out 25 things, 25 plus or minus things that'll help you get through those blocks above. Okay? Massive action plan. Then when you're done, you can sit with a coach or me or someone else and go, all right, I wrote these, but here's what I think we should do, or here's where I think I might fall short, or here's where I need help. Because if you just simply speak to me or someone, exposure is so important here, guys. Association is so important. You might get a contact. So when you write all this stuff out, you start attracting certain things. I might say of 1 out of your 25 items, hey, I got a person who can help you with that. And you might go, oh, really? Like something you never would have thought about. Okay, really cool. Step number 5, last step. Step number 5 is, with a coach, you want to do 2 things. You want to practice what I call ACAA. I'll say it, but if you just go on our YouTube channel and the home study course, you're going to get that. And B, 2 things in a coach. Practice ACAA, and B, track and measure. I know you guys go, yeah, I've heard that a million times. I've heard this over the years. Okay, but are you doing it? We had a revisit this year with some of our best associates going, hey guys, you're jumping on these calls. You're not sending in your reports. You're not tracking your metrics. What the heck are we doing? If you're not tracking and measuring it, you're not improving. And if you're not tracking and measuring, how can your coach help you, right? Okay, what is ACAA? And then we'll wrap this formula up. If you're not familiar with it, and quite frankly, if you are familiar with it and you're not doing it, now's a good time to revisit this, okay? ACAA is what? The first A stands for you taking action. Let's just use phone calls, okay? I won't use, there's so many ways we could go with this, but any area of your life, you could do this. Take action, phone calls. I made a couple calls. Okay, did I do well or did I suck? It doesn't matter. The C in the ACAA formula is critique it. Now, if you're with us, we'll critique it for you. We critique calls ad nauseum. It's a lot of labor, but it's the best way to get you comfortable, confident, and clear with the seller to get a deal. Best way, bar none, for the last decade plus of doing this. 33 years for me, right? But for the last decade plus coaching just in the creative space since 2013 or 14. A, take action. C, critique. What's the next action? Next A then? Adjust. So you did a call, good, bad, or otherwise. You got a critique. Based on the critique, you go, I have some takeaways, adjustments. Boom, boom, boom. I'm going to try these 2 techniques that Chris or Rick or Rusty or Mike or Zach or Nick gave me on the call critique. Great. I took action. I critique it. I made the adjustment based on the critique. What's the last A? Take action. See, unfortunately, in the real estate space, there's so much fluff and so much garbage being marketed that you guys will get a course and they make it sound all fluffy and warm and fuzzy and flowery. And then you go out and you get a curveball and you go, instead of action, critique, adjust, action, it's action, critique. Oh, I quit. Action, critique, adjust, action. Action, critique, adjust, action, over and over and over. Do that cycle with every area of your life. You'll have an amazing experience. Okay? Guys, that wraps up our Motivation Monday this week. I can't stress enough. If you want to dig into this deeper, and if you're serious and committed, so we like working with, it's like a flag for us. Okay? And if you're waving that flag going, I am, I want to break through this year, then just go to smartrealestatecoach.com/Chris pre-call. Let's dive into that formula I just gave you and or anything else you want to talk about. And let's make it so this year in 2025, December 31, You're celebrating New Year's Eve and you're looking back saying, now I'm ecstatic because I did A, B, and C. And as a result, I had the best year ever. Health-wise, financial-wise, real estate-wise, family-wise, travel-wise, one of those, two of those, all of the above. You can make it happen. It's up to you. See you soon.